I describe Quattro as a place where the best windsurfers, the best surfers on Maui have come together to create something unique and exceptional, and not only make the best shaped stuff, but the actual best construction, the best technology, and leaving no stone unturned. Revisiting things from the past, getting new ideas for the future. Beyond just, I would say, the production capacity, what's really cool is this is like a workshop. This is the most custom, high performance boards that you could possibly make. And it's all made 10 minutes from Ho'okipa. So as soon as the board's done, we can go straight to the beach and test it at one of the world's best windsurf waves.
Men's final. That was the horn.
That was the horn.
And we are started with our 27-minute final. Marcilio Browne, Morgan Noireaux, Antoine Martin, and Bernd Roediger.
Here we go, right off the bat. Antoine Martin, right after the horn. Full speed into the bowl. Lands the goiter with another turn. Well, a bit of a kick out. Not quite another turn. Right off the bat. Here's Browne. Boom. Blows the tail out, not quite as much speed as Martin's wave, but more turns. Can he get a rotation? He's gonna try it. And he gets it, forces it. So here's Roediger. And his playlist has been working for him. Mixing it up. Trying to keep the surf style alive, but also just the fundamentals to start off with. And further on down the line with Noireaux behind him, Roediger rotates. Is he gonna get it? He is gonna get it. Unbelievable sailing from Bernd Roediger. Can Noireaux force something around? He's had a long ride as well. But this is in a different part of the reef here. And it's not gonna quite, there it is. Is he gonna go around? No, he hooks the turn. Bringing it back around, Noireaux cautiously shredding this wave to bits. And no, we're not gonna get a break in the action. Here comes T-Tune again.
One-handed goiter.
Whoa!
Able to force through the landing there, almost gets caught in the whitewater. Able to get that nice wrapping top turn at the second turn. Yeah, beautiful wave for Antoine Martin.
Beautiful wave for Antoine Martin. And here's Marcilio Browne, someone else who knows how to win contests. High and tight, Jace, look at where he is on the wave.
Four-time world wave champion, up underneath the lip, gets the tweak air. That's been part of his formula there. Nice wrapping top turn to stay close to the whitewater. Not a lot more on offer, but we'll see.
Roediger behind him. Browsinho wraps it up. Roediger on a foamy one, he's over it. Martin behind him. Browsinho rotating on the inside. It's not lost on anyone. That is Noireaux, who is kind of trying to decipher. You can see him looking behind. He's wondering, is this the one or is it the one behind him? Still deciding. I think he's committing here. This is actually a nice looking wave. Noireaux, vertical hit, keeps his speed. Wave holding up for the second hit, climbs it. Now he's in position. Antoine Martin behind him.
Antoine setting up for the aerial. Here he comes underneath the lip, 360, puts it back onto the wave face.
That was lethal.
Marcilio Browne.
Yeah, that was Browne.
Wow.
Browne under the lip, 360, with a bit of a check turn behind it. But here's Roediger, who knows how to make waves cooperate. Highlining it in, keeping his speed. And no, that was too much streaking. Here is Antoine Martin on the blue Goya and the blue Quattro. Working his way upwind. Drawing his inside rail. Hoping that the wave opens up for him. Gets a 360 of his own, and that was done with absolute surgical precision. He has to get something else on this, though. So the fade line gave it to him, but the wave doesn't give him much else. There's Browne yet again, who's going to be pacing the lineup and lapping up as many rides as he possibly can. Because that's what Browne does, but he's not gonna buy that one. Martin and Roediger entering the scoring arena. What is this gonna amount to? Roediger's on a super nice upper wave with a lot of elbow under it. And Martin, first to go here. Roediger starting the ride. This is gonna be simultaneous here. Martin and Roediger in synchronicity here. Beautiful ride for Martin, lip climbing, more towards the point. That's mostly it. Roediger now beelines it. Stays high on the wave to keep his speed. Throws it around and forces the taka and makes it. And now he gets a lip climb. Roediger's on absolute fire here, and that's gonna be a pretty impressive score.
Antoine Martin now underneath the lip. Nice snappy top turn, kind of smaller offering. Blows the tail loose. Browne now under the lip. Hits a little bit of a bobble, kicks out.
Noireaux taking aim. This is kind of one of those insiders. It might actually push something, but no, not that either. And it's really, when you're at the bottom of the point, it's almost a little too far down.
Now he's setting his bottom turn rail underneath the lip. Projection, good tweak on the aerial. Nice onto the transition there, able to get a big wrapping top turn. Morgan Noireaux looking on form, blows the tail out for the third hit. That'll be a nice score for Morgan Noireaux on the inside.
And here comes an exchange. I feel like all four competitors are gonna get rides here, starting with Noireaux. You look at Martin behind him, Roediger behind him. Here comes Morgan Noireaux in fourth place, trying to state his case to win the event. That's not gonna do it. And he's gonna have a front row seat for Roediger and Martin. Here comes Antoine Martin. And Roediger with a little bit of freestyle on the outside. Martin goes down. Is that the turning point? Look at this. It's really, really looking good here. This is the moment he's been waiting for. Crushes that lip, thinking rotation. Not on that turn, and not on that either. That's not a difference maker, Jace. He's got this excruciating, kind of slower paced sailing out, watching the other competitors catch waves.
Marcilio Browne setting up now, riding on the yellow Goya sail. Steps on the gas, goes over the rib in the wave. He's really hopeful here. Got some white water on the face, sets the bottom turn underneath the lip, goes for the taka, and over the falls. Marcilio Browne, not what he needed in that moment.
Meanwhile, Antoine shaking off the uppercut, has himself on a nice looking wave. What has he got up his sleeve? Stock off the lip. And Goiter landed perfectly. I mean, perfectly. Roediger sheets in, points the mast to the lip, arcs his turn around that point, and now he gets under the lip with a little bit of extra juice, but he might have mistimed that slightly, but he's not done, and behind him is Morgan. Outstanding 360. Roediger is gonna stick that one, and he is not done. He's gonna crisscross a little. Noireaux had something that got a little hung up there. Roediger with the 360 right when he needed it, Chase.
Morgan playing the inside game again, hoping that this wave will wall up for him. He's stepping on the gas now, hoping for a rotational opportunity. Here it comes underneath the lip, looks for the taka.
Nope. Almost the Oiseau, though.
Almost.
Here's Bernd Roediger. Needs to push it into the 7+ point range. He's right behind Browne. Beautiful tail slide there. And he's gonna rotate around and he's gonna stick that too. And you've gotta be kidding me with Roediger's amplitude there. Clue first, bottom turn, wizardry from Roediger.
Yes.
Unbelievable riding. And Martin falls in shock at witnessing such a display of riding. Bernd Roediger, the samurai, just sliced the coconut into pieces. And I don't think Brasilio saw that, because he's on the outside on a really good looking wave, but it's mostly on the point. Let's see what the judges want to give Roediger for that. It's gonna be something. Here's Brasilio, high line, kind of a weird looking bull. He doesn't have that.
Marcilio Browne riding on the yellow Goya sail.
Crunch time for Brow.
Yeah, waning moments, 55 seconds on the clock. Last opportunity for our 4-time world wave champion. Underneath the lip, tries to force the Taka, and
He's got it.
He does.
Martin outside of Brasilio. Last call, and Roediger's behind him. Here we go. Martin, high line to the bull. Will it be the no-hand goiter? It'll be a super nice tweaked air. Landed to perfection on a 4-kilo board. 4 kilos, ladies and gentlemen. Roediger trusts what he can do. Freestyle background. More of a victory lap. None of those waves are gonna matter. Nobody else in the lineup. Ladies and gentlemen, that is probably gonna be it for the men's final. The samurai has done it yet again, slicing and dicing his way to victory in the 2026 Quatro Maui Pro. And he's going to take the lead in the world title race heading into Cloudbreak. All right, Martin.
Looking for the rotation. There it is, clean onto the transition.
And that was the first goiter. Roediger kind of just bounced on the cotton ball there. And Martin one-hander with the hand transfer.
Oh, that was beautiful.
And now Brasilio started going to town. And in a big way makes that 3.
Yeah, and that was a big moment for Brasilio.
And the tweaker from Martin with Roediger behind him. And that, the ability to do that. That board is rotating on a dime, on command. And, you know, for Brasilio and Morgan, great heat. But, you know, you saw the momentum shift there. This is mid-heat now. This is going down to the wire. Now we're going to see this highliner from Martin, who really crushed that landing. And that's kind of like a board breaker almost, with a bit of a claim. And here's Roediger. Under the lip. Not quite getting stuck. That wasn't one of his counting rides, but this was. Wraps it around with Morgan outside of him. And now, 360. Lands that. Takes the hand off the boom, but he's not done. Goes back to the PowerPoint. And the amount of spray flying is something else. And that right there, I mean, what do you have to say, Jason?
Yeah, how did he force that through? I mean,
unbelievable.
Most people do not make that, even on the highest level.
I'm telling you.
It was great.
And he knew he was going to make it, but nobody else did.
Look at this one.
That, right there, the intangibles on display. Great job with the judging, by the way. You know, not getting carried away in certain things, and then running it.
We're going to head down to the beach to hear from our event winner, Bernd Roediger.
There is more in store. There you have him. There's Tito and Fleche. Yeah, buddy. And Bernd's kind of like calm and collected. Because you know what? He wants to be world champion, Jace.
Yeah, he wants it bad.
He wants it bad, and he understands the game. And he's so well-liked. And he's so easy to get behind.
Yeah, easy to root for. I mean, the style and the amount of like bravery that he sails with.
I mean, this was the whole thing about his campaign in this event. He's not afraid to put it all on the line. He's got, I mean, I'm not going to say he's got nothing to lose. The whole point is that he knows when to take those calculated risks that he's good at making.
Bernd Roediger, what a final. It was so exciting. You're trying to keep it modest, staying a little bit third place, and all of a sudden the Taka came in, one-handed bottom turn. I mean, everybody went wild. You took it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really hard to get into that level of just like carefree sailing, you know, because yeah, I mean, you feel pressure. You feel like, you know, especially an expectation. You know, I found since the last time that I won it, it's gotten harder to compete, you know, like it's become more difficult to manage the expectation. I feel like back then I was like, it didn't even enter in my mind to win. And now it's kind of like there's more to it. It's more complicated. And I guess that's life, you know, you make things more complicated on yourself for no reason, you know? So like to be able to get to the point where you feel again like totally carefree, totally unattached to the result, like I'm just going to go out there and just see what happens and just kind of like follow what's going on out there. And yeah, you feel it. You're like, okay, well, I'm in last place in the heat. Cool. It's not going the way that I thought it would. But you just keep sailing and keep believing and all that kind of stuff. So feels good.
Very nice. Well, the good thing is we had 27 minutes. Yeah. You had a bit more time to get back in your rhythm. Sure. So I think that worked out for you and for everyone else to really have that opportunity to show what you have. Congrats. I think everybody can't wait to hug you and celebrate you, and you get to spray some champagne.
Yeah, no, I can't wait for it. I'm so grateful to have this event. I mean, it's amazing. You know, last year it was an experiment. This year it's really happening, and it's happening like on this level. It's really cool. I feel super grateful, especially to Francisco and the team at Quattro and Goya, and my own team at Flicka and Hot Sails for supporting me for this long. It's unreal. So shout outs to those guys. Shout outs to everybody back home that was watching. Thank you so much. On my first heat, the timing lined up exactly with the launch of the Artemis mission, that rocket that just took off. So I don't know, just kind of felt like a charm day the whole time. And even though it was like a sketchy start for me, I believed, you know, I believed, and that's Hokipa. It's got good vibes, good energy. Yeah. And you're a ripper. So congrats once again. Take it all in. Enjoy this moment to the fullest. And we'll see you on the podium. Thank you. And a big shout out to all the sponsors, as Bernd said, Francisco and his team, and all the volunteers, all the crew, everybody working on this very hard. So mahalo nui for everyone, and Mama Maui for delivering. So we'll see you on stage, everyone.
This program is a production of the World Windsurf Tour. Copyright 2026 World Windsurf Tour. All rights reserved. Unauthorized use, reproduction, or distribution of this content without the express written consent of the World Windsurf Tour is strictly prohibited under applicable copyright law.